Welcome to the first international hardware startup meetup. I usually do this down in up in San Francisco, but it's awesome to be here at the Augmented World Expo. Definitely my first one of those. So for those of you who haven't come to these before, essentially the format is we started because essentially I'm really ADD, and so I can't have these massive presentations. Like 2 minutes is all I think you should need to describe what you're doing. So these are these 2 minutes presentations. If you do anything too much, we'll cut you off. So be wary, guys. And the overall point is to just demo as many things of hardware as we can. If anyone out here actually wants to demo, you're welcome to come up and stand in line and do a demo or just a talk of what you're working on, but only 2 minutes. And the overall idea is that hardware, like a year and a half ago, I moved out here like 2 years ago, and I wanted to find all the hardware people, and it was all software meetups. And we're like, maybe we should just start a meetup, for this. And we thought we'd get like 10 people around a table or something, and there were like 60. And so we knew there was some kind of phenomenon going on. And now we have almost 1,700 people in the San Francisco one, and about 5,000 in North America, and that's 17 meetups across mostly North America, Germany, and Australia. So the movement is going, and we're trying to act as like a hub for sort of the hardware community to know what people are doing. So how do we know what people are doing? The pitches. But before that, where's Brady? Okay, do we want to have him go later then?
Yes, and if he's got a few minutes, I can talk about the expo.
Okay, cool. All right. First pitch. You're up. Huh? We want to wait? I don't want to wait. Oh, okay. That's right. Damn it. Okay. Come on, Brady. I know. Come on.
I can tell them about the expo.
Yeah, do it.
Some of you know that we made a special deal from the Augmented World Expo for the hardware startups that you could get a $10 expo pass. There will be a hardware startup alley in the expo. So please take advantage of that pass, and you can sign up after the event. And this, of course, is totally free, so you don't have to do that. And Brady should be here shortly. He was here. And I don't know, any questions? How many people here came just for the hardware startup meetup? Oh, awesome. And how many people are going to go to the expo? Oh, great. Okay, excellent. How many people, this is their first time at a hardware startup meetup? Wow. So yes, this is very cool, because this is, as Nick says, this is red hot in San Francisco. They usually sell out Nick's meetup in 30 minutes, and there's 200 to 300 people there every time. So this is like the first time bringing it into our conference here, and we're pretty excited. And I see Brady Forrest. No worries.
I thought I had a second to get tea before I...
Nick was going to start without you.
Hi, I'm Brady Forrest. I'm with PCH International, and we're giving away one of the prizes along with Upverter. And basically, PCH is a large supply chain manager Irish company based in Shenzhen, manages a lot of large company supply chains, but also does a lot of work with startups like Lark and Little Bits. So specifically what we're going to award one of these fine folks is an engineering consulting session with our product development lab in the Mission, Lime Lab. And I'll talk more about PCH and why I decided to go join the Irish China-based company tomorrow. All right, thank you.
Zach isn't here yet, but the Upverter prize is a seat in the Upverter service, which is a full service for electronics.
The online EDA tool, simulation,
Gerbers.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so Zach Hormuth is one of the sponsors of this from Upverter, and Upverter essentially is a cloud-based EDA tool. So something like a pared down Eagle, or so. Actually, I think it has more features than Eagle. But you can actually, I believe, go to Gerbers and do all the various component stuff and everything. I'm not an EE, so that's about as far as I know of electrical CAD. I know my SolidWorks much better, but. Anyway, oh yeah, and it's funny, Brady and the Irish, I think an interesting fact. Tell me, I think this is true, right? PCH, they own a bar, an Irish bar in Shenzhen? So the engineers do, okay. I thought that was pretty amazing. Importing, yeah. Then they have Guinness there. Oh, yeah. I'm sure, that's awesome. All right, without further ado, come on.
Thank you very much, Nick. This is my third time presenting, so I have to say thank you again. My name is Carlos Uranga, and I'm part of this project, which is that I co-founded. It's called H2MDK, and it will be lovingly changed to Open Fuel Cell, openfuelcell.com, here shortly when we bring in other technologies. But basically what it is it's the world's first open source micro hydrogen fuel cell hacker kit. So essentially it allows you to power anything from 1 to 50 watts using hydrogen fuel. And you can create it here with the our partner also Horizon, who makes the actual high pressure electrolysis. So it's a very quiet way to make hydrogen. And that's, you just do it with distilled water. It's solar ready, it has a DC-DC converter, it's ready to go. Basically what it means is that I think why we're all here is that you guys see and feel that there's kind of a revolution happening with manufacturing and hardware getting cheaper, better, faster to the point where we're doing some pretty amazing stuff. And this is one of those examples. And what this does is it basically opens up the innovation pipeline for clean energy. And that's essentially what I'm trying to do. That's why we open sourced it and our partners open sourced this particular kit. And I can show you where it inspired the kit is this little, USB device that you can charge anything using hydrogen. So it's a little tank that is solid state hydrogen storage. It's safe, it's FAA approved. You can actually carry it on a plane, so you guys can take all those misconceptions out about hydrogen. And we can discuss that offline if you guys want about the details, but basically just screw it into this little guy. And what you're looking at here is essentially a hacked version of this. And that's what essentially, sparked the whole thing. I should stop saying sparked when I'm talking about hydrogen. So, so here's essentially that little micro hydrogen fuel cell, and it's powering this, LED, for instance. But obviously, they made it very versatile. It's carried an REI since last summer, and it's great for predictable energy. So that's basically the concept, but you can see, you just got to open your mind and see what the amazing things that you can do. You guys can recognize this. This is a Raspberry Pi, for instance. Now you can power this with hydrogen, only limited by the amount of hydrogen that you have. Okay? Thank you very much, you guys.
Thank you. Hello. Hey, everybody. My name's Sean Houlihan. I have a design consultancy called HED Labs. I'm a mechanical and electrical engineer. We do mechanical, electrical, and embedded design, so concurrent and focusing on sensors, connected devices, I guess you'd say Internet of Things in general. So if you want to check that out, if you have need for some engineering services, please get in touch with me. But the other thing I want to talk about is we're also working on a project for distributed air quality sensing. And I don't have too much to show you. I just got a first PCB back today. Prototypes are being assembled as we speak. But if anybody is interested in air quality sensing, distributed sensing systems, I'd love to talk to you and let you know a little bit more about the project. Right now I'm calling it Air Aware. So yeah, I have some slides, but I guess we're not doing the slide thing today. But if you're interested, come and talk to me. I'd love to share more about it. And that's all. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Matt. I'm the development community manager at a company called Electric Imp. We build a little hardware module. Looks like a SD card. Inside of this, there's a 32-bit ARM processor and a Broadcom Wi-Fi chip. And it's designed for making Internet of Things type hardware really, really simple and quick to build. So along with this, we've got a software platform that it can connect to so that you can talk to our cloud services as well as talk out from there to other web services to get things connected really quickly and easily. So we've got a quick demo here. We're going to see if it works because internet is always fun. So this is our internet connected candy machine. We just have a little web page. And if you click to get some candy, it should spin the motor, maybe, and spit out some candy. So that was sort of something we hacked together in a couple hours and probably about 50 or 100 lines of code. So if you guys want to talk after, come see us or get candy.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alan, and I'm the founder of Handheld Scientific. And we have a couple of very innovative products. I'm going to show you two of those. And the first one is the HTML5 enabled Wi-Fi module. So this is the module. This is small module, and the whole thing is development board. So basically, you can control hardware anywhere using a web browser. So the key here is using a web browser. And the key technology is called WebSocket. I guess most people are not familiar, but that's the latest HTML5 standard called WebSocket. So we implement WebSocket server in this small microcontroller. It's low cost, it's very low cost, and then we implement that. So you can use a web browser to control hardware. It's bi-directional, real-time, and bi-directional. So that's the key. I mean, there are claims to use a web browser to control hardware, but that's only one way. You can use the browser to control something. But when something happens on the server, on the hardware, I mean on your device, then you're not able to see it on your web browser in real time. And that's the limitation, this limitation, HTTP protocol. But this one, the new protocol is called WebSocket. It implements the WebSocket protocol over here. So it's in production. It's not like a prototype or something. And then we are the only one, we are the first one to accomplish this. Nobody else has the same product. So you can go to our website to take a look. I can show you a demo, I mean, after the talk. And the second one, this is even cooler. This is called Bluetooth keyboard adapter. You plug in a regular keyboard, either a PS2 keyboard or a USB keyboard. It turns the keyboard into a Bluetooth keyboard. It turns the keyboard into a Bluetooth keyboard. So the concept is very simple, right? You think this is very, very useful, but nobody else has the same product because it's very hard to make. I can tell you, this is 25th. This is 25th version of the circuit board. 25th. So it's nobody else has the same. You can look at the website. It's also in production. I mean, it's like $59. I mean, and also you can use not just keyboard. You can use like a barcode scanner, RFID reader with this guy. Right, so I can show you. I have all the RFID readers and keep scanners. Okay, all right, thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Chris Tsai, one of the co-founders of a company called Celery, and we've built the easiest way for you to take pre-orders for your hardware. So I was an ex-hardware guy from MIT, and after my team went through a Kickstarter project, we found the most painful process post-Kickstarter was dealing with pre-orders. So we built an e-commerce system. We went through the Y Combinator program this past summer, and now we're supporting folks like Boosted Boards, electric bike company called Faraday Bikes, big 3D printing toy company called 3Doodler, and we're helping them with their pre-orders. So do two things really well. One is flexible payments. So if you want to take a credit card now and not charge it for, say, 9 months to a year later, you can do that. And we also do mobile checkout really well. So not just mobile optimized checkout in a browser, but if you have an Internet of Things companion app for your device, you can embed a checkout form into that mobile app so someone can buy the device from that app. So those are two things we do really well. It's called Celery. You can find us at trycelery.com, the vegetable. And we're doing a special thing. If you talk to me after this meetup, happy to give you $500 in free credits for Celery. So feel free to find me, Chris. And the other thing is we transition off pre-orders, and a lot of folks want to do real-time shopping logic, either in an app or for their website. So if you need a flexible way to take real-time orders in any touch point, mobile app, Google Glasses, or any website you have, feel free to talk to me too. Chris at trycelery.com. Thanks.
You know, I think it's interesting. Like maybe 2 years ago, you didn't see a ton of companies actually providing services to hardware startups. Lots of hardware service companies, but it seems like lately, Celery and a bunch of others are doing everything from pre-sales to PCH helping you actually scale with manufacturing. It's interesting. I don't know. I just a comment that I thought is interesting, but also this leads right into Jeff's.
Hi, my name's Jeff McAlvey. I started Tempo Automation with the goal of making electronics development move as fast as software development. It's been amazing to see what software's gotten from just rapid iteration. You're able to go and spin something up quickly, get it in the hands of customers, observe their experiences, and revise the next version in a matter of just hours to days. Electronics, on the other hand, move at a much slower rate. Usually it's anything from weeks to months, oftentimes, in order to go and find the parts, find the boards, get it all together. So what we're imagining is a world where electronics development moves as fast as software development. And the way that we're doing that is through a desktop manufacturing robot. So it's kind of like MakerBot, but for electronics. The way it works is you load in a design of a circuit board that you made, you load in a board, and then you load in components and come out with a functioning board. So I think what that makes possible is that quick clip of iteration that software has, and you're able to make sure that what you make really matches what your customer needs. So I also want to briefly mention that I've started up a meetup group called Bay Area Factory Tours. I love factory tours. I think they're just a wonderful thing. If you go to Meetup and look for Bay Area Factory Tours, you'll see those. For Tempo Automation, it's tempoautomation.com. So you can also see me afterwards. Thank you.
And it's another good point. I mean, not only are there just service companies coming over, there's a lot of meetups too. Like I have a meetup, in San Francisco, but there's also one down in Mountain View called Solid State Startups that maybe some of you have heard of. And then I think there's one in Livermore, and then there's one by Stanford. It's kind of crazy. Like just different ones are themed, but I don't know. It's awesome. Are you coming up? Yes. All right, then come up.
Hello, my name is Koki Tsubouchi, and I'm CEO of Scentee. It is a smell-o-vision smartphone gadget. And all you have to do is just push the gadget from here and just push the puff button, and sprays come in. The curiosity was like, there is no function about smelling in iPhone, so I tried to make it. And then once we launched our first prototype to the second biggest launch crowdfunding in Japan, we got $35,000 in 4 days. So we started to develop it, and now it's a prototype for iPhone. But we are now going to develop an audio jack model, and I am going to launch this product in July in the United States. So please come to the booth for the demo. My name is Koki Tsubouchi, Scentee Inc. Thank you very much. This smell is like rose. Now that we already prepared more than 1,000 smells, it means before, what's the difference between this kind of air diffuser is you can send to your friends, or you can play game stuff. I'm also a game engineer, so I can make kind of game. When I push this button, I can give a kind of gunpowder spray to the enemy. Yes, and now it is a very funny thing, but I want to make it I want to sell it in $20. So it means I want a really, really casual price, and also there are a lot of more than 1,000 inquiries a month now. So this product is very, very interested in. So I would like you to come to my booth. Thank you very much. 24 booth.
I think I can hold it. Sorry, I'll put it on the table. Yeah, thanks so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Josh, and I'm going to tell you a little bit today about LightUp. We live in a world that's really incredible. It's so technological and so connected, and yet so many people don't really understand what's going on, especially kids. Kids are natural makers and are curious about things, but you look at your iPad or your phone, and it's really cryptic, what's going on that makes all this magic happen. So Trud and I have created a powerful platform that's a combination of hardware and software to really open that world up to children and to others as well. So on the hardware side, we have magnetic building blocks that you can connect magnetically to build circuits. So it's not the best thing to do a demo on a stage like this, but right here you can see some of our blocks. And if I have a battery and an LED, and if you just connect it like that, you see it lights up. And it's a little more impressive in person, so come talk to me after. But I think it's really appropriate we're at the Augmented World Expo because we're actually developing a really cool software app that we're pretty proud of. And what we're making is a way for kids to really understand what's going on as they're building cool projects. So once again, this demo, I'll do my best up here, but what you can do is you just take a tablet, an iPad or an iPhone or Android, and you take a picture of your circuit, and our app recognizes everything that's in it and is able to debug the circuit and kind of help the learner understand what's going on. So Here you can see I just took a picture a couple minutes ago and of that same circuit, and it's showing the electrons flowing around. If the kid I put in an LED backwards and it doesn't work, our app can detect that and help and so on. So ultimately, our plan is to connect this to a online circuit simulator. So we have a lot of exciting plans for that. And something that I actually haven't really announced, or we haven't really talked about in public much, but we really have this vision where kind of making prototyping accessible to anyone. So we have this kind of idea where a kid could take a picture of a circuit. Well, I should have mentioned, we also are making Arduino compatible blocks so kids can kind of program their circuits. But once they're ready, if they want to share it with maybe their dad for Father's Day or their grandma, that they could take a picture, and our app already recognizes what's in the circuit, so we can very easily take it and make a PCB and just send to them assembled. So they can now share projects with their friends or family the same way they might share a finger painting. So we're LightUp. We launched on Kickstarter 2 weeks ago. We've met our goal. We're, I think, at about $78,000. We still have about a month to go, so we'd appreciate your support, and I'd love to talk to you after if any of you guys are interested. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Andra. I'm Managing Director of Silicon Valley Robotics is one thing. I'm also the founder of Robot Garden. I brought these up because I hate to come up empty-handed when it's about hardware, but I'm primarily here because I'm providing services for people to make hardware and make hardware startups. And so I just wanted to say Robot Garden is up in the Tri-Valley area of Livermore. We're next to Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory and Sandia National Laboratory. We share a building with someone doing something with antimatter. And so that's kind of cool. We figured this is a great location for a hackerspace, and it's an area that was kind of under-serviced because we're 45 minutes to 1 hour away from every other tech shop and hackerspace. And we are running the Tri-Valley Hardware Startup there, so that if you can't get into the San Francisco Hardware Startup meetup, I suggest we've got a lovely small gathering with a smattering of antimatter. And we're looking forward to hopefully launching this month an underwater ROV pool, so you can test your underwater remote operated or autonomous vehicles, and maybe the world's first quadcopter racetrack. So we're looking forward to having race nights up there. I think that will be a lot of fun. And I guess what I am enjoying is that as part of Silicon Valley Robotics and Robot Garden, a few of the startups that are here have benefited, I hope, in some ways from our network. So we have a Robot Garden startup here and a number of members of Silicon Valley Robotics. So please come see me after for any information about those. And the final thing, what makes Robot Garden special is, and these are from Barobo, which is a UC Davis spin-off, and they're currently on Kickstarter at the moment, but they're here because most hackerspaces and tech shops and fab labs and so on have wood shop. They have soldering irons. They might have sewing equipment. They might have CNC. But we have a lot of robots as well, from Turtlebots to Mobots to, well, it's a growing list. So we think that they're the tools of the 21st century, and you should be able to access them.
Hello, my name is Michael Howland. I'm founder and creator of the Omnom Project. I'm also part of Robot Garden. Omnom Project is a machine that grinds up and recycles failed 3D prints as well as other plastics and turns it into material that 3D printers can then use. Basically, I started it with the need of building 2 3D printers myself, and by building them and calibrating them and stuff, it became very apparent that there was a lot of materials that didn't work out. So after a very, very long time in the machining it all and everything along those lines, I managed to drag this 70-pound behemoth up here for you. So the goal is to get it lighter. That's pretty much what I've got. We're currently, one of the things we're starting to do is we're starting to work with a group in Africa that is building 3D printers out of electronic waste. And I think coupled with this, because they also have a lot of plastics problems, we can then turn that plastic litter that they have into filament and sort of help them along. So, thank you.
Who's next?
Hello, my name is Tyler Freeman, and I am wearing the DrumPants. I only have one mic, so I'm going to do this kind of... I think I can just... You guys hear that? Okay, so that, I guess they're piano pants right now, but... So they have, they have a bunch of different sounds, just like general MIDI sounds. And they also send open sound control messages through Bluetooth, so you can send it to your laptop or your iPad and control synthesizers or drum machines or VJ programs or PowerPoint presentations or whatever, just from using your pants. We're actually working on a gesture-based system for Google Glass as well, so you can kind of control the glass without having to say "Okay, glass" or whatever people keep complaining about now. Yeah, so we're going to have a Kickstarter in a couple months, so keep an eye out. DrumPants.com. Yeah, come by if you have any questions. Thanks.
Hello. So my name is Nathan Linder, and I'm a co-founder of Labs. And I'll try to make this 2-minute talk really interesting because I have a 15-minute talk, I think, tomorrow. It's going to be totally boring about my research work at MIT. So I guess it's okay to plug that talk, but, okay. Can I say how we met? So I just, I'm here because of Nick, basically, because I think it was 2010 when I was showing like the CNC machine I was building. I've been trying to recruit him ever since, and if anybody knows how to do that, please let me know. I had to do this. So, yeah, basically, the Form 1 is a new type of 3D printer. I'm sure you guys all know about 3D printing. It's a stereolithography machine. And the reason we started the company is because we were about to get kicked out of the Media Lab and had no access to the great tools we had there. So we wanted to get the same quality and finish and ease of use that we're used to at normal price point where guys like you can just go and buy it. And so that's what we did. And so I couldn't bring the machine, but I brought a bunch of parts, and I'd love to show it to you guys. And I guess the recent news is that the machine is shipping, and it's ready to go. So you can go on formlabs.com and buy it. And it will have a little bit of lead time for now, but we'll ramp up manufacturing really soon. And hopefully, all of you guys can get it, get us the feedback, and help us make it a better product. It is a machine, and that's how we like to think about it. And I want to leave that with you. It's a machine, by designers and engineers, for designers and engineers. So you guys are a big part of this. And yeah, I'd love to meet you all after that. Thanks. Sorry, man.
Hello, I'm Tom Sherlock, founder of Sowty Dough, and as the name implies, it started out as a musical sort of company. It started working on an instructional device and then morphed into a musical instrument device, and then when the smartphone obviously became our next computing platform, it seemed that the platform I was working on should be used as a device as input for the people who need more input than just a flat screen on a smartphone. What this does, get up from behind here, it has 48 keys on the front, and a smartphone can plug into the back of it, and it will have various cursor controls and game controls and things for thumbs to do in texting and spreadsheet work that allows for much more control than you'd have on even an iPad. This is going to be fully programmable, so it can still become a musical instrument or a typing keyboard or even an augmented reality game controller for when you're running down Market Street trying to escape the gargoyle that your friend sent after you at lunch. And you need more firepower than your phone screen can allow for you. I'm going to put the mic down just for a second to take this off. This can also fold out so that it can be used on a horizontal surface like we use keyboards now, and the same fingers can be used on the same controls without having to relearn anything for the form factor. This will be useful for folks who have to do various inspection or taxonomic work in the jungle, or places where you really need a laptop, but you really can't open a laptop because the only place to put it is in the mud, or you're doing medical work and you have to enter a lot of confidential data and you can't say it to your glasses or something like that. I think it'll probably also be useful for people who have to wait either for trains or planes or their kids to get out of soccer practice. And I'm trying to just make the hi,
10
Nick.
seconds.
We're going to be more productive with this. Thank you so much.
Any other demos before we get our last one? Yeah, come on up. Anyone else who wants to do a demo is welcome to come up, by the way. You can just walk on. That's how we roll.
I hope I can talk.
Of course.
My voice is terrible. Sorry. I have a cold. Okay, so talking to pretty much a room full of men, so I'm not sure if you're going to get this. But, okay, how many of you own an electric clipper, like a hair clipper? Any guys? Cool. Okay, cool. So basically, if you go to any Target or Walmart or Fry's, there are like 100 of them available for men, but there's not a single one available for women. And there are 100 million women here in the United States between the ages of 12 and 65, which is what we're looking at. And 85% of them dislike something about going to the salon for a haircut. So whether it's cost, it's inconvenient, they don't like the smell of chemicals, they got to figure out what to do with their kids. For me, it takes 3 hours. It's such a pain. I would rather be on a run, doing something else, having drinks. So we're developing the first ever clipper for women. And basically, it's modeled after a flat iron, which is a tool that women use all the time. I don't know if you're familiar with them, all the guys. So you comb it through your hair. It's got a clear panel here, which allows you to align one cut with the next. So you can make a perfectly straight cut. It's pretty incredible how straight it is. So a lot of women would say, well, I don't have a blunt cut. I have a really complicated layer cut. You actually, if you look at all the cosmetology literature, all the cuts are created with straight blades, and it just depends on the angle from your head. So you can actually create any hairstyle with this. So we're going to be running a Kickstarter campaign, hopefully in a couple months, and just wanted to share with you. So the company is called Equip Beauty, and the product doesn't have a name yet. So Equip, we're equipping women to be able to do this because they can't do it with scissors. All right.
All right, this brings us to our last demo, I think, unless anyone else wants to go, but I think we're good. Okay, Gal, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gal, and I want to tell you a story. A few years ago, I was with my wife, going back and forward on our laundry chores, and it struck me. I said, we have a washer, we have a dryer. Where is the folder? I mean, really, it's the 21st century. Why don't we have a folder? And I said, how hard can it be to make a folder? And 3 years later, we made a folder. It's called FoldiMate. I had to team up with two amazing co-founders that have more than 30 years of experience in robotics, because apparently making a folder is one of the hardest, challenging mechanical, electromechanical, robotics, whatever challenges you can take of. But they took it, they joined me, and we're actually just launched on Kickstarter yesterday, and we want to bring this into our life. I'll show you in a minute how it works. It's quite simple. You just put an item, press a button, and FoldiMate does all the hard work. Right now, I'm the programmer also, so I'm teaching FoldiMate how to fold shirts. But because it's a robot, we can teach it to fold towels or pants. And basically, any item that you put here and you want it to be like a perfect square. So can you help me just, I'll just demonstrate how it works and then I can give you a little bit more information. So again, it's a prototype. My partners didn't want me to come here, but I wanted to share it with you. So they sent me with a few previous prototypes. So it's fully functional. You can see it on the Kickstarter, but this is like the things that they sent me to show you. Okay. So FoldiMate is working, you're technical guys, so I'll be a little bit more technical. FoldiMate is doing folding with basically two very simple mechanisms. One is a measurement tape that you take from Home Depot that we, of course, adapted to our need. And the second is is a rotating rod that basically grabs the garment and brings it over. Now, the combination of a tape and a rotating rod on 4 sides allows us to make a fold. So I'll do the second side, and then we'll make a pole. Okay? Again, this is a prototype. They sent it me with me. So I have to do it a little bit manually. Okay? Folds, comes back. Now, raise of hand. Who wants me to finish the fold? Okay, you want me to finish the fold. No problem, I will finish the fold. I'm going back, and again, I brought a extra tape. Again, prototype, Robert and Ted, if you see this, I hate you. But I'm finishing the fold, okay? The lower end side. Now again, I'll take it out. You understand it will be the same mechanism and not this tape that I brought in with me from Home Depot because we have so many tapes and drills in this project. Okay, one more thing is usually you don't take out the tape, you just have this come over under, okay? And then you have this. I'm really lousy, I'm not a robot, you know. Flipping it over, and now I'll take it out and show it to you. Okay? Folded. Now again, of course, here are a few others that I made before, and I just came off the keyboard today, you know, teaching it. We were 2 days in trade shows and trying to get this thing, but we have a very large trade show, so we're trying to make it, you know, production. We're already ready for manufacturing, but we need to finish all the teaching and do all the, I don't need to tell you, a lot of work on the hardware side. So why do you care? You care because this is the commercial version. I want to put it in my apartment building and like pay $1 or $2 and have all of my laundry folded in half the time and all of the hard work done for me in just a few button presses. But in order to get into our lives, we need the help of anyone who really hates folding clothes and wants this thing to come to either a laundromat near your house or a home version that we can make that will be a little bit smaller and cheaper and will be retailed around $1,000. So on our Kickstarter campaign, we have an amazing hamper and wristband and a shirt and whatever you can do in order to endorse us, we will highly appreciate it, and of course spread the word. We're just launched, so we're hoping to really get into our lives. And if you have any questions, I'm here.
Awesome. I think we have one more. Is this right? All right, come on.
Yeah, of course. Are you talking? He's talking. You can do most of the talking.
Hi, I'm Dan, and this is the Johnnie Walker. And this is a work in progress for about 5 or 6 years of building a low-cost, full-size Android robot. And as you can see, he doesn't have any arms. We're quite aware of that. And no brain. Well, he's got some small little distributed limb processing boards that control the servos on each of the limbs. And Chris here is working on the neural net that will actually teach him to walk. So originally we were using a static model of walking with fixed frames and a tweener in the middle. And that's the style of programming that they use for the smaller bipeds. But we found that to be inadequate and decided to go with a neural net. I'll let Chris talk about that. First, I'm just going to power them on. We didn't have time to put the brain in and do all that other stuff, but we figured in the next couple weeks we should have that working. And if it doesn't smoke from being bounced around in the car, it may turn on. Could you hold that?
And while he's trying to boot that up to save time, I'll talk about what the brain is going to be. I've been doing AI research since my first published paper back at the original AI conference in 1984. And it's a combination of neural nets, genetic algorithms, and some proprietary stuff, which I really don't want to talk about in detail. But the basic idea is instead of pre-programming animations into a robot, we want it to learn its own animations. You can start off with a ballpark of here's a walking gait, but the whole point is the hardware is going to be different from robot to robot, even if it's manufactured the same way. So we want the robot to be able to learn its own body and make micro adjustments to do its own optimization, is also to learn new animations just by giving it a specific goal. And of course, it'll flail around somewhat at random at the beginning, but eventually learn how to accomplish that goal and keep getting better at it.
Well, he can stand.
I just joined this team today at 1:30, so didn't even know that this was happening today and just got a quick phone call. So that's what we have.
Yeah, just a little bit of what we're doing in the future. This guy is entered in the DARPA Grand Challenge, the Robotic Challenge, if everybody or anybody knows of that. There are 4 tracks that they call them. 2 are virtual, and 2 of them are physical. This is obviously a physical robot. And one of them, of the physical tracks, is sponsored by the company that makes Big Dog, which is Boston Dynamics. And you know, for $1 million a pop, you can have one of their robots that's tethered. Oh, it's 2.5 million. What's $1 million amongst friends, right? If you buy 5 of them, they'll give them to you for $2 million each, right? So this guy will be under $100,000. This is version 1. It's obviously not as rugged as we'd like to make it. We are going to do some crowdfunding as soon as we get it to walk. We promised ourselves that we would meet that goal before we asked anybody for money. Probably one of the things is, the big crowdfunding things is that if you do give us $100,000, we'll give you a robot. And if you can buy a full-size biped for under $100,000, please let me know. In fact, if you can buy one for under $1 million right now, please let me know. So that's our goal.
All right, guys. Well, that ends the pitch part. Brady, are you ready? Or do you want to wait until, to announce later? Oh, tomorrow. Oh, is it tomorrow? Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, then you'll have a lot of time. All right, guys. Now is the... oh, what? What's up, Tish?
I just forgot to mention that we got a surprise thing in the expo, which is Steve Mann from MIT, who's legendary. Anyone here who's not heard of him should try and go to this expo. We're going to see eyewear, and Stephen Feiner have brought all of their eyewear, hardware, wearables, dating back to when they began. And these are kind of this is the genesis of, you know, this space, augmented reality and wearables and, you know, the hardware revolution that we're seeing now manifest here. So please try and make that if you got your $10 pass. And then are we going to do pizza and beer is at 5, right? And I think what we could do, there's coffee outside. I think it would be wonderful if everyone talked to all of the demonstrators and tried to find out more about what they're up to. And I'm going to let Nick finish it up because I just wanted to add that about this, because we only heard, I'm one of the event organizers for OR 2013, and we only heard about this extra exhibit 2 days ago.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Just have fun, guys. Talk to the speakers and amongst yourselves, and thanks for coming out. Bye.